Okay, this video is going to be about the art of shuttling. This is a picture of the Appalachian Trail, this dotted line. These are roads that cross the Appalachian Trail. And there usually is another road paralleling the Appalachian Trail. What we were going to do is hike a section north, hike the next section north the next day, hike the next section north the next day. So in order to hike this section north, we would have to drive both cars to the start. We would have to drive one car back to the start. We would hike north, get in this car, drive south, pick up this car. We would drive both cars north to the start of the next day and camp out. Then we would take one car, drive it south, hike north, get in this car, drive it back here, take both cars north to the last day finish. We would drive one car south, hike north, drive this car back. So there's 12 moves to hike 3 sections going north. So what we decided would be more efficient would be to drive both cars to the finish of the day, but we're going to hike south. Drive one car to the start of the next day, of that day, and hike south. Drive this car north to get that car. The next morning we would take one car to the start of the day, hike south, take this car, drive it up. We would take one car, drive it north, hike south, drive this car back to get that car. We're at 8 moves. Even though we hike south each day, we only move the car 8 times instead of 12 times. Now, one thing I'd like to say is sometimes when we were hiking the trail, these main roads were not that great to camp on, but there was sometimes a secondary road that you actually would cross during the hike, and if there were like no houses around and no, seemed really remote, we would take both cars and camp there instead of camping at a highway. Now, we had a little complication, is we've decided that we wanted to try to take the dog. The dog had torn her ACL last year and had TPLO surgery a year ago, but she is pretty limited. She can probably go 8 to 10 miles. Let's say this stretch was 8 and this stretch was 8. And we wanted to do 16, but the dog could only do 8. So what we would do is we would leave the van at the bottom. We would drive the car to the top. We would hike south with the dog. The dog and Beth and I would get in the car, drive north to where we were going to hike the second 8 miles, leave the dog in the van, and then we would hike south, drive back up, and camp in the van. And then we could do 16 miles, the dog could do 8, and we would be golden. The last part of our art of shuttling would be if one day was mostly uphill. What we would always try to do is hike in the uphill direction, whether it was uphill that way or uphill this way. So we would take both cars to the top of the hill, leave one there, drive the other one down, and hike up the hill. So that's our art of shuttling. I don't know if that'll be of any help or interest to anybody, but that's what we figured out. Thanks for watching.